Pokemon has always been one of those games that I've kept up with and played all the way through my childhood up till now. And I have to say, I've had some favorites along the ways, but I've never really addressed them. I've always said that I like this Pokemon and I dislike that Pokemon, but today we're counting down my top 5 favorite Pokemon, excluding legendary Pokemon. Hope you guys enjoy and let me know yours down below. Coming in at number 5 is Luxray. Now, I played Gen 4 all the way through multiple times and I'm currently playing it on stream, and I have to say Luxray is just one of the most coolest looking Pokemon. It's literally a lion, an electric lion, and its design just speaks for itself. Its base attack of 120 is powerful and its speed of 70 isn't that bad either. The moveset, you know, it's typical electric type Pokemon, and honestly during the anime it had some cool moments as well, but just during the game it honestly puts in so much work. It helped out with a lot of trainers and a lot of important battles, and its cry honestly is really impressive as well. All round, this Pokemon has just, you know, changed my view of electric type Pokemon because I wasn't much of a fan. But if I have any options to go with a Luxray in any game, I always make sure to pick up a Shinx, especially in Legends of Arceus. I picked up a Shinx straight away, and Luxray was on my team from the beginning. I just love this Pokemon, and that's why it's number 5 on this list. Coming in at number 4 is the powerful penguin Pokemon Empoleon. Try say that 3 times in a row. But Empoleon was such a cool Pokemon in the anime, and Gen 4 being so close to my heart, I played through that game so many times and I always chose Piplup just because Empoleon is so good. The water steel typing is awesome, and the movesets and base stats of this Pokemon just speak for itself. Empoleon in the anime was owned by Barry, and honestly I loved seeing that every time it came on screen. Empoleon to me is just a special Pokemon because it was my first ever starter. Yes, Gen 4 was the first games I ever played through fully. I loved playing with Empoleon. That's why Luxray is also on this list, because Gen 4 is just such a special place in my heart. But Empoleon being a penguin as well. Penguin are just, you know, awesome Pokemon and awesome outside of Pokemon as well. They're some of my favorite animals. But Empoleon just, it stands so tall and it just looks so menacing. I would hate to come up against this thing in the wild. And even Piplup. Piplup is just so cute. And Primplup, you know, for a middle stage evolution, it puts in work. It's such a cool looking Pokemon, and it does a lot in game as well. It picks up Metal Claw and all that during the run, and honestly, Empoleon, if I didn't have such a love for the next 3 Pokemon, Empoleon could be number 1. Out of all of the starters, it's definitely up there as my favorite, but that's why it just sits at number 4 on this list. And who knows, maybe after my next run through of Diamond and Pearl, I might find a place for it higher up on this list. Coming in at number 3 on this list is a Pokemon that I hold really dear to my heart, and some people may be surprised it's so low, Toxicroak. Now, Toxicroak has ties to my username, Toxplicity, and honestly, frogs are my favorite animal outside of Pokemon, so this Pokemon just automatically gets put on this list and automatically is one of the Pokemon that I try and find no matter what game I'm playing. It's honestly just, it's designed so cool. It looks like such a cool Pokemon. I would hang out with Toxicroak if I was in the anime. You know, Saturn and Brock also had Krogunks and Toxicroaks, and honestly they're some of the coolest people in the anime. But Toxicroak's base stats let it down a tiny bit, but battling Toxicroak is so good because of its coverage, and the typing also benefits against fairy type Pokemon. Fairy type Pokemon being added in generation 6 definitely had, like, you know, a major advantage over lots of Pokemon, but Toxicroak having poison type moves that, you know, do a lot of damage is just awesome to have. I would own a Toxicroak if Pokemon were real, and it's always going to sit so close to my heart. It was my mascot at one stage, but recently it has been bumped out by another Pokemon, which you may or may not find out later. But yeah, I just love Toxicroak. It's a super cool Pokemon, and that's why it sits high on this list. Now, number 2 is shared by 2 Pokemon, and you may have guessed already if you're friends with me and have known me for quite some time, but Gallade and Gardevoir sit so high on this list because I played through lots of games and I always made sure I had them on my team if they were available in the game. Gardevoir and Gallade both got Mega Evolutions in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, and they were so fun to use during those games. My first ever shiny Pokemon that I randomly encountered was a Route, and I had to go and pick which one I evolved it into, and that was the hardest decision of my life. But I find it so awesome how one is just a special attacking beast and the other one is a physical attacking beast. Their stats literally speak for themselves. These Pokemon are so impressive, and the fact that, you know, it's interesting that you can evolve a Curlier into 1 or 2 different Pokemon is just amazing, like Dawnstone or level evolutions. So you can literally pick which one you want, and it's not too hard to get to level 30 with a Curlier. And Curlier itself is really impressive. Ralts obviously doesn't get much love because it's not such a powerful Pokemon, but playing through Legends of Arceus and making sure that I had either of these Pokemon on my team for the 2 times that I've played through was definitely a necessity, because these Pokemon are just awesome, and their coverage as well for their movesets are just insane. And the fact that Gardevoir picked up a fairy typing while Gallade is psychic and fighting is just really cool as well. Gallade hits like a truck, and Gardevoir, with all the coverage moves and status moves that it can use, also hits like a truck as well. These 2 Pokemon are incredibly impressive, super good to use in competitive. I always have them on my showdown teams, just like I have them in my playthrough teams if I can. And I just love using them, and I love just, you know, setting up with either Calm Mind or Swords Dance and just trying to sweep through a team. It's just always super fun to use. These 2 Pokemon will always be in my top 5 unless some miracle happens and something else knocks them out. But they are just incredible. I couldn't split them apart. I couldn't have one above the other. That's why they tie on this list, and they sit at number 2. So some honorable mentions, and picking 3 of these was so difficult because I had so many Pokemon that could have fit in my top 5. But my top 3 honorable mentions are Feraligatr, Florges, and Orbeetle. Now these Pokemon don't get on the list just slightly, and the Pokemon that I have chosen, you know, edge them out by their designs or their typings, and I wish I could include them all. If this list was top 10, they'd definitely be on there, but they're the Pokemon that I would love to sub in if I could, but just couldn't find a spot. Coming in at number 1 on this list is a Pokemon that's edged out Toxicroak as my new mascot. You may know already, but Leafeon has this spot sewn up. I could have put Eevee on this list as number 1, but you know, a lot of people love Eevee, and the fact that Eevee evolves into so many different Pokemon is this, you know, it's a little bit of a cheaty option because you can have all those Pokemon on the list. But Leafeon, being the grass type it is one of the few grass type Pokemon that I absolutely adore. If it was a starter Pokemon, I'd pick it all the time. I recently found my love for Leafeon playing Pokemon Showdown, and I also managed to catch a shiny Eevee in Pokemon Let's Go, and I evolved it into Leafeon just because I thought Leafeon looked cool. The shiny sprite does let it down slightly, but overall Leafeon is such a good Pokemon. Its base stats are good, and its type coverage, obviously being grass type Pokemon, it only gets grass stab, but its moveset, you know, is varies. It can hit like a truck, it can be a supportive Pokemon, it can be tanky. There's so many different options you can have with this Pokemon, and its design is just super sweet and super cool. I really like using Leafeon, and I'm trying to use it in a lot more playthroughs. I'm not sure if it has a special place in the anime, but this list is just my personal favorite. So Leafeon sits at number 1, and I hope you guys enjoyed the list. So there you go, guys, my top 5 favorite Pokemon. Let me know down below what your top 5 is. I would love to know. I'd love to see and compare our lists. I know a lot of people have different opinions when it comes to Pokemon, but honestly, it's such a massive game, and you could literally pick any Pokemon. There's so many Pokemon to choose from, but this is my list. If you guys want to see more Pokemon videos like this, where I go through maybe my favorite Pokemon of each type or my least favorite Pokemon, I just got this inspiration from the tier list recently. I just thought it was such a cool idea, but I'm gonna make this a series if you guys enjoy, and I'll run through all my favorite Pokemon, all my least favorite Pokemon, and you know, just, you know, explore the world of Pokemon a little bit more, because it's such a massive thing. But thank you guys for watching. Let me know your opinions down below, and I can't wait to the next video.